Hi everyone, this is Jim Gillis with WinMyVote, and this video is a real quick introduction to WinMyVote, what it is, how it works, how it came about, and then at the end I'll use the New York City ranked choice voting or top 5 voting, however they do it, as an example of the flexibility of the platform and how users would use it in an election like that. So WinMyVote came about when I was flipping through the voter information guide. Was kind of thinking this thing hasn't changed in 100 years, and I was right. I did a little research on that, and I remember saying to my wife that if Steve Jobs was in charge of voter information in this country, it wouldn't look like this. It wouldn't be this catalog that they mail out 2 weeks before the election. That it would be online and mobile and social, and everyone would use it. It would look like iTunes, and running for office would be 99 bucks. And with that, I kind of started wondering why the elections department had not moved into that direction. Why haven't they gone online, mobile, and social? It would be a cost savings for them. It'd be a greater revenue opportunity. Right now, they sell advertising in these little booklets. They could do the same thing there and expand it because of the power of the internet. And then the customers would be happy. Voters would be, would use it. That's how people gain their information these days. The candidates would also be happy because they could build their own profiles and they could manage them and they could update them in real time. And it would become this great site that, everyone used. And obviously it would become a level playing field where I could go up and I could see all the candidates side by side in all of my races. So I saw this cartoon after thinking through it a little bit and thought, okay, that's why the elections department hasn't done this, right? The power of the incumbency gives them all the free press that they need, so they don't want a level playing field, which kind of makes sense. But why not disruptive tech? Why hasn't Silicon Valley entrepreneur came out and done what they've done with every other catalog? Take it online, mobile, and social, and everything is easier and faster and less expensive. The opportunities, grow exponentially. But no one's, really done it. So I kind of started thinking, well, maybe there's no market, maybe there's no business model. And as I, went into this endeavor, it was just the numbers became bigger and bigger and bigger and better and better. So there's 240 million eligible voters, 210 million registered in 2020 and voted. So that number's going up. 85% of the people use online and mobile to get election information, some or all. There's over 500,000 elected offices, which is about 1 million candidates right now. And that's it with a massive barrier to entry. We can lower that and that number will go up 5 or 10 times. And then, the global aspect of this with there's 100 democracies worldwide, and there's plenty of opportunity to grow there too. So again, why hasn't someone done it? It didn't make any sense. The technology and the practices are all there. There's no fancy algorithm. All the candidates have websites and social media profiles. They all use them. Again, users, get their information that way, and there's no patents or sophisticated technologies or anything like that that stop anyone from doing this. The business model is pretty straightforward, which I can go into with other people, with people individually. But basically, candidates pay $2.99, and with these numbers, you don't have to have any political ads or boosts or tricks or anything else. It becomes a real level playing field, something that voters will really appreciate. So with that, I built a platform for the National Student Council mock election. It was 1,100 kids. And it was mainly mobile. We were like a weekend retreat, and they loved it. They flipped through all the different candidates and were sharing and making comments and favoriting and that kind of thing. We then did the national student mock election, which was 156,000 students that were online mobile, and it reached almost 5 million students. There was a lot of teachers that just printed out the ballot and then had the kids fill in the stars manually. But even that was a big improvement to just a name, on a sample ballot. So version 2 is ramping up and getting ready for the 2021 elections, and this is what it looks like. So voters get their ballot like this, and they can easily see when the election is, when the next election is. They can go through all of the candidates up and down their ballot. And when they want to do deeper dives on the candidate, they can expand the candidate profile. And they can watch videos and learn about the candidate that way. They can also scroll down. It's kind of Twitter style, where the candidate will build all of their issues and endorsements and stuff all sort of stacked on top of each other, so they can easily go up and down there, and they can read issues, and they can also go up here and kind of do like fast links down to issues, and then again even faster to the specific issue they may be interested in. So they can see this, and then they can say, they can rate this issue, which will later give them a number if it's a close race, or if they can't determine who they want to vote for. This may help. So they go down and they can check on a couple of these, go back up here, and now they can check on endorsements. And this first page right here are the groups and organizations and individuals that the candidate chooses to feature on their profile that they want to feature as endorsements. So that's great. I can see all of these groups, and if I want, I can just click through to them, and I can watch videos or see issue statements. But I can also click here that just says show me my trusted sources. And trusted sources are the groups and organizations and individuals that I follow, very much like Twitter or Facebook groups. So you go through a library, you select your friends and groups that you know and groups that you trust, and then they will be all displayed here. So then I can just quickly watch the video here, and let's say the DCCC endorses this candidate, and I really like this group, and so I can listen to them and say, wow, that's great, that makes it much easier. And now I can favorite this candidate, and I can write an endorsement and share them on social media, and do all of that stuff, if I want. So here is the example of the New York City race and the flexibility that the platform has. So, and again, sorry about the distraction of the different ballots. We're still in the, we're still making final decisions about what it's going to look like. This is what the live test site that's up right now looks like. We're already going to make it much better than this, but it will be similar to this. But the way it works as a voter, I'm going to go up here, and let's say if I know this candidate and I know that I want to vote him as first, I can do that, and I can write a recommendation, and I can share him on social media with my friends and say, hey, this guy's great, you should rank him number one. Andrew Yang, I know him, and I'm going to rank him second, and I'll maybe write something about him later. So there's my first two picks. But the rest of the candidates, I don't know that much about, so I'll go through and look at their profiles. And I'm going to click here, and I can then, watch videos, and I can see where this candidate stands on the issues and endorsements for the record, which is really just an issue, but it's based on rebuttals and addressing sort of negative campaigning. We wanted to separate that out. I can also see Maya's ballot. This is where the candidate has, supported other candidates or propositions or measures, so I can see how she's voting. And again, all of this stuff is opt-in, whether you're a trusted source, whether you're friends or groups or any of that stuff, it's all opt-in, and you have lots of controls over what you can allow people to see or not see. So obviously I can go to the social media sites, but let's say I go down here and I want to see where she stands on specific issues. Again, I can do that. And I can go through all of these, and I can even do like a deeper dive. Let's say I'm not that thrilled about her stuff now, but this, I want to check out this this plan that she has, and I can go on a deep dive. And this, since the candidates build and manage their own profiles, they can put as much information up here as they like, right? You can go as deep as you want. So I can read through all of this stuff. And when I do that, I'm changing my mind now. I really like her plan, and I'm going to give it a 5 on that. And now I'm going to go to her endorsements. And I showed you how endorsements work already, and the same thing there. This is just how trusted sources, how you go through and select them, and you'll see them all, up here. And you can have as many trusted sources as you like, and you can even drill into the trusted sources, their group page or their ballot, and you can see where they stand, again, on all the issues. You can see their favorites and what they have to say about them. This right here indicates that these are people that I'm voting for and that she's recommending as well. which makes it kind of easy to do there. So, and again, we kind of covered this, and it can be videos, and I can go back up here now, and I'm gonna select, Maya, and write something here and share on social media. And then a voter that goes onto social media can see this, click on it, and they'll immediately go to the candidate's profile. And then, they can see the whole ballot if they want, and they'll sign in. It's totally free to voters. It's totally free to groups. They sign in, and now they can, select Maya here, put a thing in there, share it on social media, and it can go, round and round. It's really easy to do that stuff. So this right here, kind of back to my ballot. Let's say there's a new candidate that enters the race. I just get a notification. We don't send out a whole bunch, but we send out a notification saying, hey, there's a new candidate that's entered the race. I can, get it on email or mobile. I click on that, and I can go down here and see, yeah, this guy's new, and I can look through his profile and score him and do all that good stuff. And then I can come back here and say, you know what, I'm going to make this guy my second choice. So second becomes third, third becomes fourth, and I'm happy with that. Although I think I want to change this candidate back to third. And so that's my new lineup now, and maybe I share that with my friends. And then I can go on to, choosing a fifth candidate. I think the New York City mayors, I think it's going to be 1 through 5. I'm not sure. But I can do all of that, prior to going into the polling booth. I can do that in any one of the races. I can do lots of flexibility on propositions and measures as well. I can find my polling place, and I can bring in my cell phone and select just my favorites, and it will line up all of my favorites so that I can vote. So hopefully you guys like that. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to give you the longer version. We really didn't go into propositions and measures and what those look like, or groups and organizations, and lots of other features that we have. Thanks, bye.